Right, so here we are. Right, I was just gonna do this one by myself because Bucky and Fash are fun, but I think it's hard to get the tactics in, isn't it? So Jounisii went for tackle, which is fair enough because he's got a lot of catches, hasn't he? 3 catches. 3 catches in the throw. Heat, oh no. Game might be decided by Nuffle. But then, you know, Enarion's put... I just think it's crazy to put that much in the hands of chance when it's a 64-man tournament. There's already so much luck involved. And to encourage it is crazy. Crazy if you're good. I can understand a bad player going for this setup to give him, you know, more power on the pitch at the cost of the reliability. I think it's fair enough. But if you know how to play, I just think it's crazy. I think it's an absolutely crazy choice that he's made. Jounisie's gone with a greedy start of a witch, but didn't get any SPP on it. Oh yeah, just both touchdowns on him, yeah. Let's not just make it a challenge though, Mile. I mean, his team is good, isn't it? His team is really good. It's just lacking reliability. So that to me is the opposite of what you want if you think you're a good player. If you think you're a good player, you should go with a less powerful team with more reliability. I did play Enarion in qualifying, but and he had this kind of team as well. But I think he drew 2-2 because of either a riot or a 1-turn that he did with no rerolls. He just didn't roll any ones. The good thing is that the loners are just as good as the non-loners. So, nothing bad there. Like, I can see the point of the no rerolls because you've got,
Oh my god! Oh my god! Fuck you!
Damn. Well, I might have to mute that bit when I put this on YouTube, but never mind. Should have disabled those before I started casting this, but never mind. I don't like not having the witch in the middle because it let him set up there, and I would also have the tackle in the middle as well to keep them not being able to do this to them. Yes, Saurus is the plural of Saurus. There is no doubt, because it is a Games Workshop thing. If he put a guy there, he could have pushed him to there, and then got the tackle hit on him. But then he wouldn't have been able to get an assist, would he? So maybe it's better to come around here and then get him into all this. But then blitzing with a witch is shit because of you're only having 2 rerolls. It's safer just to blitz one of these and block the other, I guess. Interesting. It'll be an interesting match because, you know, stalling for Enarion is going to be very risky with no rerolls at all, so maybe he's just going to take a touchdown. I really don't know how he's going to play it. It doesn't seem like a good build. I don't like the idea of it. I really don't like the idea of it. Yeah, he can't stall safely, can he? Because he's got no rerolls. So it's a weird build. Yeah, not just a tournament, the biggest prizes of any Blood Bowl tournament ever by a mile. It's crazy. I wouldn't be happy about the look involved if I had 4 rerolls. And 14 players. Good job the weather changed from heat. I really hate heat. It's so good that there's good players playing in the World Cup, but finally. Just basing the woodies is fine, isn't it? Because, well, basing the non-dodge ones makes it, you know, just in general, making him roll dice. Something's got to fail, hasn't it? It's... Oh my god. I considered starting after playing in the Cripple Cup, I considered starting Dark Elves with 1 reroll because you do have block for your. Then you'd have 4 blitzers and a witch, and then you've got dodge for your carrier and block for your people who are doing the blocks. So you don't really need rerolls that much. It's fair enough. I can see the point, but 0 is really pushing your luck, isn't it? Especially with the stakes as they are in this tournament. The biggest stakes that there's ever been in Blood Bowl, and probably ever will be in Blood Bowl. And he's just left himself at the mercy of the dice. I don't really want to say too much about what they might do because, you know, if either of them are watching, I don't want to influence the result. So he's just relying on not getting unlucky, isn't he? That's the thing. He is. It's like min-maxing. You know, if you have 11 players at 1800 TV, then you're relying on not getting unlucky and going men down, but getting a more powerful team in terms of TV on the pitch than your opponent. But that's the risk you're taking. But it's just not a risk I'd take in this environment. Yeah, but still scrum it. So I don't know. I don't want to maybe influence anything. You know, it's like they could be in, well, being signed in or anything, couldn't they? It's like I don't know. I just don't want to. It's like it's crazy. It's crazy, isn't it? Now this guy gets served. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 GFI maybe. Or, you know, and his team's destroyed. Like, it's crazy. To me, I don't know why he did it. I don't get it. Absolute madman. Of that there can be no doubt. I'd go for the serve. I think I would have to. Because you could put this guy here, and then this guy could pick it up and hand it off to the sideline cage. I shouldn't be saying this. See, this is what I mean. I don't want to say this kind of stuff, just in case it caught. You know, I don't know. Yeah, I think I would have moved this guy in here, serve him, and then pick it up with him, hand off to the witch. Oh, it's an easy serve, yeah. It'd be even easier if you made this block first. And you could go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and pick it up with the yeah, okay, it's not my fault, is it, if anything happens. So yeah, what I do is I'd block this guy with an assist. This guy maybe 2D him, and if you power him, you're talking at 1, 2. In fact, just a push. If you put him to there, push him to there. 1, 2, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 square picking it up. That's the way to do it, isn't it? You don't even need to hit him, do you? 1, 2, because they're sharing the tackles on, so it's easy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 square picking it up. Whoa! What a madman! That's. I hate that. I hate that. Hate that play. Yeah, he could have blocked him, then blocked him, and then he would have just made one dodge to surf. That would have been the best play, I think. Yeah, good point, Scrummet, so good point. Very good point. So yeah. But I don't know, I just didn't want to be accused of influencing it in any way. But yeah, I would have 100%. I'd have maybe made these blocks first, so that it was only one dodge to surf. Or maybe gone for the 2 dodges to surf. And then pick up with the witch. Because you still got to be wary about the leap. The leap surf would have been on if you sideline caged it. Yeah, no, good point, Skurumet. So I am just a scrub who couldn't qualify. So good point. Good point, well made. I guess there's a lot of pressure as well, isn't there? And it is always easier while watching. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Kind of awful. Yeah, it's true. I mean, these two are good. So, but the other matches I've seen have been pretty poor. I mean, anybody can randomly win a group and then win the playoffs. So all the private league qualifiers, every single one could have been terrible. And then the ladder, you had guys like Burned. You know, somebody won with 7-0 with dwarves. There's no way somebody trying loses 7-0 against dwarves. It's not possible. So no matter how bad they are and how unlucky they are, it's impossible to lose 7-0 to dwarves. So the fact that people were like that in the qualifying process, it does suck. Yeah, this was I guess this is kind of a dream matchup for Jounisii, because you know, normally if you're playing Enarion, he's got a clue, but what else could he do? You know, man, what else could he do? All of his blocks are terrible because he's got no rerolls. He's got no rerolls. It was a crazy choice. Well, it was a 1 in 9. And the 3+ was a 1 in 9, wasn't it? Because it was passing to another catcher. But it was crazy. It was crazy. The team build is crazy with Enarion. I'd back myself to beat Enarion on a normal day. Let's say I reckon I'd beat him 6 or 7 times. Well, let's say 62 times out of 100. I'd say I'd beat Enarion, for argument's sake. But if he's using this team, I'd fancy myself 90% of the time. Well, no, it's easy to call those people bad, Johnny Football. Enarion's a good player, but his team choice, I think, is crazy. No rerolls. I think it's a crazy build in such an important thing. I can see the strengths of it. Obviously, your players are really good. Like, he's got 1,000 TV team, while Jounisii has only got a 900 TV team. So you can't argue with that, you know, his team is better. His team is really good, but he doesn't have the reliability. But I just think that's a crazy thing to do in this format, where there's the most on the line that there's ever been in any Blood Bowl tournament. that there ever will be. I think it was a crazy decision to leave yourself. But, like, you know, it's a 64-man tournament, so you're gonna have to get lucky to win that anyway, no matter how good you are. Even if Purple Goo doesn't win every tournament. PW doesn't. You know, they don't get to the finals of every single tournament, even though they're always the best two players. So, although PW did win the NAF championship, the latest one, but even that was like he got to the final on tiebreakers or something. But to not give you, like, I don't know, it just seems, I just don't like this build for this tournament. I really don't like this build, and that made him make the fact that he chose this build led to him make a bit of a bad play, didn't it? He doesn't have that many good options. I don't know. He doesn't have reliable options ever. He never has a reliable score, does he? Yeah, this World Cup is really dice reliant. Yeah, with it being non-res and everything, and random skill ups and star player points. There's so much randomness in this. It's the most random Blood Bowl tournament, with the most on the line, and he has taken a really high variance team, and I just think, like, when you're looking at it, I would say Enarion's definitely top 8 of these 64 coaches, and I think he should have gone for something more reliable. And I'm going to criticise their play because that's what every commentator does, isn't it? That is the point of commentating on it, is to critique their play. But these guys who were playing earlier were complete garbage. You know, like, the plays were garbage. You can't say that when the dwarf runner, all the elf had to do was elf scream to make it hard for him, and he didn't do it. You can't not call them garbage. when someone makes a garbage play, you can't pretend it's not garbage, can you? Plus, I was in a cinema then. Yeah, sorry, Demaster. Yeah, you really did. I don't think it's so important to base these. I think I maybe wouldn't have followed there. I don't know. I think you've got to base the guys without dodge or block where you can. So, like, in a way, taking a risky team encourages his opponent to play a bit risky as well. And also, one of the strengths of Wood Elves is the one-turn play. And with not having any rerolls, you're robbing yourself of that quite a lot as well, aren't you? Oof, KO'd. Cry. Cry some more. Hello, Ilbeard. Yeah. Bucky does like to he's very enthusiastic, isn't he? So turn 4, he's got plenty of time, isn't he? Ball here with turn 3. He's just got to make sure that he can't let the Woodies get a decent shot in. But I mean, it looks like they do here with a block and another block and a move. They could get a 1D in if he wants to leap in. He doesn't want to leap in though. It would be a bit suicidal to leap in right now. But still, you don't want to leave it easy for him here. See there, he based these guys, and I didn't like that basing. This one I didn't mind so much, but still, you're still giving up blocks, aren't you? Sure, he's a 1 in 9 to turn over, but he's also 55 to knock you down. Pensacle's game crashed. Very hoppier opponent DC'd. So it was. I heard it was reset, but I don't know when they're going to play it. Yeah, the league play. The thing is, though, I think good players don't really go for the league play that much. It's purely a desperation play, and you can go for a greedy one sometimes, but mostly it's a desperation play. But even then, it's an annoyingly high chance for a desperation play. So I try to stop it whenever possible. Could be abused though, couldn't it? Very hoppier. I mean, I don't like that it was reset in a way, because he could have seen that he hadn't responded very well to Pensacle's drive, and then think, I'll just DC and hope that I can get a reset. I'm not saying that he did, but it's tough, isn't it? Oh yeah, of course, having a reroll for the lead makes it 100, not 100 times more reliable, but a lot more reliable. I think it is crazy. Yeah, I guess you're talking about a 1 in 3 for it to work, aren't you? I still think you've... Oh, 1 in 6, isn't it? One and a third out of 6. What is it? Because he's got dodge. If we got to get dodge, it would be a 1 in 3 if he didn't have dodge. It's a 3 plus 5 plus, isn't it, to get the ball? So yeah, 22%. You've 22% isn't low. Like, it is low, but it's not that low, is it? It's crazy that no matter what he does in the half, he'll have a 22% chance to pop the ball. Almost. Enarion is pretty unlucky to have his tree route, because obviously now he's given him free rein to go this way. Don't know what he does. Maybe jam it up more there or something. You could try to the cheeky move to there. No, you want to go there so you can't get pushed back into the tree, I guess. I wouldn't have bothered doing that because he'd push him back in. Would have gone up there. It's pretty crazy that it's the Dark Elves that are getting outbashed so far. With not basing anyone, you can get quite a good defense here. Pretending 1 in 36s don't happen there with that, doing that first. I think I would have, with no rerolls, I would be playing hyper conservatively, and moving everybody in first. It's pretty interesting actually playing with ogres, because you have to you have to with ogres you have to be mindful of the fact that I play ogres with 6 ogres, no rerolls, so you've never got a reroll. Yeah, exactly, Mile. I tried to explain to them statistics, but they weren't having it. Archer's like, that's exactly how it works. Oh well. It felt like I was on Reddit. See, exactly what I said would happen happened. Dead. Punished by death. Oh my god, I'm so good at this game. So, there you go. I called it. You heard it here first. And it's funny because I said I expect every time my armor 8 to get blocked, I expect them to be cast. Especially when it's my fault. You know, when I gave up a surf one time when I had a brain fart. It's like that was a bad move because it set that up. It so obviously set that up. He should just moved out here, so you couldn't have got pushed back into the tree. Does not even return. No. So that bad move was brutally punished. Another reason why I don't like tackle, obviously his opponent is good, and he's always mindful of the tackle, so it's not, you know, he's going to play around the tackle as much as he can, isn't he? Yeah, true. The thing is, though, what I hate about it is you've only got the 15-second timer, haven't you? And it's hard. It's like it's the most important Bloodbowl game of his life. He's got 15 seconds to decide whether to go for a 50-50 apple on that. He's only got one mighty blow. Is he going to get another Kaz the rest of the match? He should have used it on the KOs if he wasn't going to apple that. You know. Yeah, things are. Even though he's lost the ball, even though Enarion's lost the ball on turn 2, and he's used all his rerolls, or none of them. Well, it's funny that if he started with 2 rerolls, you'd be like, oh, things have gone so bad. But it's looking okay because he started with 0. And his team is good. He does have 3 catches and a thrower. And a tree. So like he's got 2 extra catches, an extra thrower, and a tree extra. Yeah, he doesn't have to go forward this turn, does he? He's still got plenty of time. But you would want to get forward. I think I would have blitzed this guy. Or something. I would want to get forward to avoid the tree. That's the thing, you really want to avoid the tree, don't you? Maybe you can cage around here. It's tough though, pretty tough. What if he had to play dwarves? Then he's got a tree that he wouldn't have had. A tree's better than a reroll, I think, against dwarves. So I think maybe his 1 reroll with a tree would have been better. I hate dwarves. Let's not talk about dwarves domestic. The thing is, most people who've taken dwarves haven't gone Pensible style. So most people with dwarves don't have that much tackle. They've only got 5 tackles, most dwarf teams. You can expect your tree to tie up a couple of those tacklers. So he's still going to get value from his dodge against dwarves. And obviously the movement as well is unbelievable, isn't it? Yeah, unfortunately, dwarves are a feature of the World Cup. Nobody likes them. Even the people who use dwarves don't even like them. 115% Norse. I don't know, I think there are... Hello, Fine. I think there are some Norse. Are there any Norse in the tournament? One Norse? I think that's the Norse symbol. I think there was one Norse in the whole tournament. Which, to be fair, now it's not res, is it? But still, Norse is still pretty badass at the start. I'm surprised there wasn't one. I guess they're scared of the dwarves, aren't they? That's the thing, scared of the dwarves. There was obviously going to be a lot of dwarves. And orcs, because orcs are a good counter to dwarves and they're not terrible against elves. I think I might have gone orcs if I had qualified. The thing is though, they're just kind of underpowered, aren't they, orcs? They're a bit... They play fair with just no claw and no agility 4 and no real recourse if they get unlucky. So it's good anyway, isn't it? Enarion's playing well. Now that he's lost the ball on turn 2. Played pretty well every other turn. I'm surprised there's no humans, because humans aren't that bad. They're a decent counter to elves. But, yeah, I guess it's dwarves. You knew dwarves were going to be popular. The thing is, though, Demaster, he wasn't going to get much of a better chance, was he? Like, in a way, I guess that's what he was thinking. And I guess he just wanted to... It was bad, though. It was bad, because if it failed, he was getting surfed and losing the ball and losing the game. As it turned out, he didn't, but it did seem pretty bad. This is pretty good defense now. Yeah, exactly. He picked this team. It's like the guy who picked the Skaven, you know. It's made his bed, he's got to lie in it. He's got the War Dancer back deep, so he can't really make a break with the Witch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Wouldn't be that unlikely. But it doesn't, you know, he couldn't follow it through or anything, so that's the sort of play you can make against dwarves. You can't do against this. He might just have to protect the ball and settle for 0-0 at half time. But he's got to make it as safe as he can. And he's got to try to get a receiving threat. Yeah, he could try and force through here a little bit, but because he only needs to get to here, doesn't he? Or here, does he need? Yeah, here, and then he's 14 away. He might have to give up on trying to score now and just make sure he keeps it safe. You don't need to do that, Demaster. We know that Sage's record with Skaven is false, so it's okay. we know you're the king. Yeah, the defense has been very good from Enarion, hasn't it? Very good defense. The only bad thing is that he is. Oh yeah, just be absolute very top to master. Yeah, that's fair enough. So that's 14. So 2 GFIs and he can still score. So yeah, that's not too bad. And he can cage up here a little bit. I think he would have had to have re-rolled that one. But he doesn't have to re-roll this one. But you would fancy Enarion to be able to just, you know, screen it off. It's asking a lot to score from here. But at least if he made, but that's a 4+ with a reroll to 1D. 75% in to get a 1D. You might take a shot with a War Dancer. If you can. Yeah, exactly, to master, yeah. But at least with Skaven you're going to get a wizard every time. Yeah, absolute Demaster. Maslav even 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 GFI. So it's a little bit risky, but he could get in there to cancel that assist, and obviously move a guy in there, and then go for the 75%. Oh no, it's only one there. He's just gonna cancel him. I don't know why I'm thinking he's going to dodge to here. He could put a guy in there and then do a 75% dodge for a 1D. So it's at 25% to power the witch, but there's just no need. Plus she's got jump up. So I think he just knocks down him and then screens it up. It's always worth thinking about your ball sack though as Wood Elves. Again, you let a guy get punched into the tree. Not a fan of letting people get punched by trees. Oh, he's pushed hard there, maybe too hard. Is there a way out? Blitz him with a tackler. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No, he's got to move forward, hasn't he? He could block him out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. GFI. But he just couldn't get the support for him, I don't think. He could try, maybe. Something like that. Maybe try to get up, bust out over there. Something. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Try to get here, something like this. I don't know. I think probably what he has to do is just make a mega bunker here. You know, make it tight against the leap and settle for 0-0 at half time. As tragic as it is, and it is pretty fucking tragic. They could go what, 1, 2, 3, 4. Usually roll 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He could almost try to make some kind of move around here. Oh, he needed to power him though, probably, didn't he? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he is 2 players down. It's pretty unfair being men down against Wood Elves. Absolutely. I played Sage in like a tabletop style tournament on Funball, and I was like 3 men down with undead, and it's like, really, this, you know, it was ridiculous. And I was like, I don't even know what to do now because I was losing. It's like I had to play idiotically to try and get back into it, but obviously that just hurt my time. The tiebreaker was touchdown difference, so I was like, if I try to pull this out of the bag, I'm just going to lose by more, and I did. But there you go. So he is making that break. It's a bit dodgy though. It is a bit dodgy. Very dodgy, because now he can concede because of this. Absolutely. You know, let's just get the assist in with anybody. Cancel the assist with him or anybody. Get the assist with him or anybody. It's asking a lot right now. Oh, well, he got the screen there. Now he can try and get a bit of a kind of a nothing screen here. Or maybe just stand him up. Well, it does something if he gets into there. Probably standing him up, maybe better actually. All the 2 pluses of the world. Twitch alerts should be working, but I guess they're not because they're shit. So I don't know. It doesn't say there's anything. It hasn't shown up on Twitch alerts, Fi, so maybe I've got to approve it with PayPal. But thank you very much, Fi, for the fake sub. Also, I've got a Patreon now for people who want to super fake sub. I still haven't sorted it all out, but I surely will very soon. So this catcher gets the assist in, doesn't it? And then it's a 75% dodge and a 2+ GFI. And I guess he could shore it up with him. No, not really. Wow, he just went for the smooth 2+. And just a 2. And a GFI. Why not just do it with a catcher? Oh, he's a madman. This guy's a madman. When he went there to get the push backwards, I like that. I like going in that way. Injured? Oh my god! Holy shit! Holy shit! And now he recovers with the catcher. Two GFIs pass to this one or something? Is that the best way? This one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Well, 8. GFI, pick it up. Pass to him. Two GFIs to make the hit instead of one. To knock him back. I don't think I would have done that. I think I'd have just made the one block. And I'd have moved this guy 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I'd have hit from there to push him into here. But wow. No, he went to do the pass with a throw, which I don't like. But yeah, he showed that up a bit first. But only a bit. Could make a chain out here maybe, couldn't he? Or something. He's got to be able to do something. Hard to think though, isn't it? Right now. You'd like to be able to hand off to him, but I don't think you can. I guess what he'd want to do is get two guys in here. And a third guy in here. And blitz him and power him and push him away. Then hand it off to him on a 3+. From him, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and hand off to him on a 3+. That's what he'd like to do. But it's not easy. So he's going to go for the pass. Fair enough. That is the easy way of doing it, is going for the pass. Oof. Well, it's obviously it's probably lower percentage, but it's the easier way of thinking of doing it. So now it's probably better to hand off to him rather than doing it himself. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It might be better. I don't know if it's better to pick up with him or pick it up with him and hand it off to him. Yeah, I don't know, Pensible. It was dodgy, very dodgy. Yeah, it really sucks. I don't know how they could, how I would handle that, especially with all the money on the line. I'm sure if I was an unscrupulous type, I mean, I wouldn't do this, but I'm sure people would. If the drive went badly for you, you could just disconnect, like turn 2. It was about turn 3 that he disconnected, didn't he? So if you'd had that witch injury, if that happened turn 2, he disconnects, what happens, No, it's gone. Yeah, I think it was hard, but some kind of chain to make it a handoff would have been the best way, but it was really hard. I've got no idea. Pensible, I just watched for a couple of turns before the disco, so I really don't know. It was pretty much. I didn't like blitzing with the Troll Slayer when you blitz with the Troll Slayers and exposed him to a hit. I don't think I would have gone for that. I think I'd have just gone for a blitz and not left him in contact. Yeah, the discos are really bad. It is really bad that there's yeah, there's no good way of handling it. Like it's not a slight on cyanide. There's just there's no fair way of doing it, is there? Because you could, like, I don't know, even just fail. You could have failed a pickup on turn one and had like Elves in your backfield and then disconnect, a genuine disconnection. And who's to say it wasn't? So yeah, it was a tough call for cyanide, and not one I'd want to have to make at all. So down 3 players, including his best player, the best player in Blood Bowl apart from War Dancers and Tree Men and Wood Elf Catcher. Maybe. Pretty bad. Down 3 players against a full Wood Elf team. It's tough though, Fi, because how bad would you feel if you disconnected and lost? You know, it would just, yeah, exactly. You just can't demaster. It's really tough for everybody, and I don't know. But then it was this kind of the same for qualifying, because what do you do about guys like Burned, or the guy who lost 7-0 against Dwarves? What do you do about those kind of people? You got to fancy Enarion now, haven't you? Definitely. 3 players up, much better team, but without the rerolls. In a bizarre way, this format favours him with the overtime, because, you know, chances are his opponent's going to use... His opponent's got 2... They've paid for their rerolls with a price based on 2 halves, but they're playing 3 halves, so their rerolls aren't worth as much as they normally are with extra time on it. Yeah, I guess you just got to say shit happens, and if someone discos, they lose. That's the fairest thing. I mean, that's what as unfair as it is. That's what I would have spelled out at the start of the tournament. I don't know what Cyanide has spelled out at the start of the tournament, but that's what I would have spelled out. I would have said, if there's a disco, you just lose, unless it's a pre-match disconnection. Yeah, exactly. Prize. Yeah, I find that if I take a few Kaz on my Dark Elves, I'll get the 4th Blitzer before the 3rd reroll, because what's the point in getting a 3rd reroll if you've got 3 Journeymen already? You know, you're not getting that much out of them. And people say Wood Elf Journeymen are fine, and Dark Elf Journeymen are fine. I really don't think they are fine, because an Orc or a Hobgoblin is much better to have as a journeyman, because they don't do anything anyway, they just get punched and die. But Wood Elf linemen can do anything they want, can't they? So... Well, there you go, Demaster. But I don't know, I think, as long... It's like the whole, the whole Bucky and Lupac fiasco. That should have been sorted out before the tournament started, shouldn't it? Exactly what would happen in that situation. Because if Bucky knew he was going to get banned from the World Cup for doing it, he wouldn't have done it. So, so you couldn't just ban him after he'd done it, no matter how bad it was. Yeah, Norse loans are the best loans, yeah, and Dwarf ones. Dwarf and Norse loans are the best, because they just get punched. And then you never use a reroll on them, never. And skinks are really good loans as well. Sure, but it wasn't said at the start of the tournament that people doing that would be banned from the World Cup, was it? So like, even though he obviously cheated, it's like, well, I don't know what their rules are, to be honest. Yeah, did they clearly state, oh well, he should have got banned then, yeah, the master. He should have absolutely got banned. Yeah, is it? What happened, Headless Fool, was Bucky beat Lupac like 2-1 or something, and then on turn 16 he conceded because he didn't want to end Lupac's run. So, you know, it was. I think if Bucky knew he would get banned from the World Cup for doing it, he wouldn't have done it, clearly. But if it was in the T's and C's, then yeah. So that's the thing, isn't it? It's like, so some... Bucky does that type of concede all the time. Yeah, like, that's the thing. So, you know, like, no matter how wrong that you think it is, demonstrates to terms and conditions as daughters to the data. So, yeah, but stuff like that, no matter how unfair it is, it's got to be sorted out before the tournament, hasn't it? That's all my point was. I didn't want to really bring up the whole cheating fiasco. Bosh, there you go. But it was match fixing, wasn't it? It was definitely match fixing. Well, I don't know what you want to say about it, but you know, it was bad. It was clearly bad, and yeah, wrong. I don't think so, Headless Fool. I really don't think so. Yeah, I really don't like tackle against 5 dodge. Formula 1 banana. It's looking tough. It's really looking tough now, isn't it, for Jounisii? But the thing is, if he gets a touchdown, Enarion's probably going to have to roll dice to score, and then he might fail because he's got no rerolls. But he does have block for his blocks and dodge for his dodges. So, like, that's the argument for this team. You get a really good team, and you usually don't need rerolls. Yeah, voodoo, mate. It's tough, innit? You'd have to feel bad losing to a Wood Elf team with no rerolls, but Enarion's played great after turn 2. And Jounisie's options have been limited with the cars. Oh. D20 Bloodbowl. Gets the cage up over there now, I guess. But still, it's closing him in, isn't it? It's so hard against Woodies. Yeah, Jounisie's options have been very limited. And calling the Apo on the lineman a mistake is harsh. I think that was a tough call to make, and I wouldn't even call it a mistake because it works half the time. He wasn't to know he was going to take another Kaz, and at that point he should have upheld the KO if he wasn't going to, and nobody called out that he should have upheld the KO. But it wasn't so much Apoing it. The mistake he made was letting him get hit into the tree. That was the mistake he made. He should have dodged out this way, like I said. So, there you go. And he also gave up another block that, obviously they've both probably made tiny mistakes and that, well, not tiny, I don't know, marginal mistakes and things like that. But it kind of is though, Vaeava with Elves. A Dark Elf lineman is the same TV as a human thrower. You'd use it on a human thrower, wouldn't you? So, I'm sure he didn't want to use it, but you've got 15 seconds to make that call. Whereas all the others, you've got 4 minutes to make the calls. So, and there's been, there'll obviously, no one plays a perfect game. There'll be loads of pushes that they could have gone to kind of different squares and stuff. I honestly don't think the catch is 70k, so there you go, Vaeava then. A human catch is 70k, and a Dark Elf lineman 70k, so it's the same. The absolute same. So, so I don't think you can call Apoing a dead Dark Elf lineman a bad play against other elves. Honestly, because if he doesn't use the Apo, he's down to 10 players for the rest of the match. 100% of the time. So I refuse to concede that was a bad Apo. There you are. I refuse. I don't think you can definitely say that was a bad play. Certainly not like the other games we've seen in this tournament. It didn't scream bad play to me. Like I thought he made a bigger mistake not surfing the catcher with the witch elf. I would have tried to surf his. He dodged with a tackle, didn't he? On a 2+ without dodge, and then used a reroll to get that catcher down. I would have just surfed that catcher, and stuff like that. So it's and again he just dodged there and let himself get pushed into a tree again. He didn't get punished for it, but still. And now his tackle is in base to base with a tree. Not nice. So things like this have happened to him, and it's not by chance. So you've got to apportion some of it to Enarion's good play, but also some of it to Jounisii's bad play, haven't you? It's just that how much is the split, and it's not. I don't know. There you go. Got the KO. Brutal. I don't think I would have bothered fouling him there because you got him tied up pretty well. I think that was maybe a bad move. Maybe he should have, put him here. Oh, double one! Wouldn't that piss you off? You've got Enarion here with no rerolls, and then you double one the dodge that loses you the game. Because now it's just a block from a war dancer, blitz from a war dancer, pick up with a war dancer, however he wants to do it. Surf his thrower, surf his blitzer even maybe. Brutal. Disgusting. I mean that would be, yeah. Yeah, rerolls are overrated, really. That's the thing. He's getting an extra 100 TV on the pitch, isn't he? Jounisii has a 900 TV team with some reliability, and Enarion has a 1000 TV team with 0 reliability. Apart from the players having been rerolls in a lot of things. So. I probably wouldn't have activated him there. Probably want to put him in there first, then make that block. And then make the blitz 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's not so good, is it? Not so good. Maybe he just blitzes him with him. Moves him in there, blitzes him, and then picks up there and cages up over here with all these guys. But looking like Enarion's game now. Yeah, that is true Headless Fool. And honestly, really, using ogres really lets you appreciate not making any risks at all. Yeah, I think he would have been better off with one reroll. I think. So who's doing the recovery then? He could really go balls out and go recovery, move over here. Yeah, out of like the recovery, and then the surf. But I guess the surf is more important. I guess he's going to do a pass, isn't he? Yeah, he can reach. So you can just pass it back to him. In a cage. Move this guy to like here. And then he goes there, picks it up, passes it back. He nearly got screwed by the cyanide auto move there, didn't he? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 GFI. When he could have gone 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So cyanide auto move almost cost Enarion there. Wow. He didn't move this guy either. He could have moved him back here, couldn't he? I guess it meant that he's keeping 2 guys. But still, he could only get to here. I think I would have made this certain. And then he rolls a double skull. Stuff like this is, you know, Jounisii probably eating his keyboard right now. He plays 1 turn without a reroll and fails the first action. Brutal. Absolutely brutal. And that's it, game over. And he's even leveled up a catcher. Well, the thing is, the reason that I like the ogres is because the ogres are actually a good build. If, like, as far as ogres go, starting with 6 ogres and no rerolls, I think is the best build. So it's not just as an experiment. Wow, that is brutal. Though I would be, if I was Jounisii, I would be really, really annoyed right now. Mega salty. It's got to be, hasn't he? He's got to be salty. Like, apart from turn 2, Enarion just hasn't failed a roll, it seems. But he played very well on defense, both halves. Wow, he's even gone for greed skill ups. Brutal. Absolutely brutal. He is literally going for the oh, he's going for leader, isn't he? He's going to go for a completion next turn, then hand off. And then score for leader. Yeah, exactly, the master it is. Yeah, he really does want that leader. Yeah, he really wants that leader. That makes his team like twice as good. I think having just that tiny bit of reliability makes his team twice as good. I wonder if he didn't get enough for an apple or if he's just saving for a reroll instead. So now Jounisii has had 2 turns without a reroll and failed the first action both times. Yeah, so it was a risk, but it's worked out for him. But I mean, he could have almost made the same risk by just starting with 1 reroll, but then he wouldn't have had a catcher, would he? In a tree and a thrower, but you've got to have a catcher to start with. So in a way, it's a ballsy start, but there you go. And obviously he's got rerolls on the pass and rerolls on the catch. Not on this one though. But yeah, he's got his leader. I think Enarion's got to be almost favourite now. Almost favourite to win now, because on his side of the draw there's Pensival, who's good, and you know, he plays that game in a semi, whereas Strom and Strider and Spartaco, is it? They're all in the same half. So, and Sam Davies, if you want to put, I wouldn't put him up with Strider 84, or I don't know about Strom. Maybe he might be as good as Strom, but I don't think so, and certainly not Spartaco. Looking at Spartaco's record, but you know, if you want to put him up with them, then there's 4. Then there's kind of 4. There's 3 really good players, and then you can't argue with Sam Davies. He's not bad, is he? He is good. He is good. But so yeah, I think Enarion's probably the favourite purely because Wood Elves are better than Dwarves at winning games. Oh yeah, best of 3 against Dwarves. But not necessarily Demastered, like that's the thing, it's weird, isn't it? Sometimes, like, Wood Elves have completely outbashed Dark Elves here. So, and yeah, he has survived his risky start and now gets the payoff, yeah. Yeah. So, but I do think it was a crazy build. I think it was a very crazy build. Do you think that's wise, Demaster, and lose 5-0? And then, no, I don't know. I don't think it'll be that crazy. I think they'll just try to win every game. Best of 3 is so weird. It certainly does make fouls when you're losing 2-0 a lot better. A hell of a lot better. Yeah. But I still think they'll just try to win more than anything. Yeah, but the thing is, Demaster, you're going to fight to death, aren't you? You're going to fight to the death to get the result. So I just don't think it's going to be that relevant. But it could be. Could be. So there you go. Enarion did not roll a 1 after turn 2, basically. But he did play very well on defence. And Jounisii didn't do much wrong, I don't think. There was nothing, you know, like the other match, you know, nothing screamed at you like that was a bad play. Apart from maybe the not dodging away from the tree. I didn't like that. He did that a couple of times. Not surfing the catcher, maybe. But mostly he was up against it, wasn't he, with the Kaz and stuff. Yeah, if I turned off the sound effects for the casting. So yeah, pretty interesting. 4 AV breaks and 7 AV breaks for them. 3 KOs and so he got more KO pluses. He got he got 7 AV breaks and 5 guys off the pitch. Like you can't. That's why I don't think the Apo was bad at all. You know, so I don't know. I think definitely Jounisii was hard done by there. But there you go. I guess it was just maybe the dice decided it. Yeah, 21-32. He got quite a lot of blocks. I mean, he made 32 blocks. Did he fail any? I can't remember him getting a single double down, which is crazy. Yeah, it was a bit Jounisii. I didn't do a lot wrong, but then what can you do when your players down against Woodies with a good coach? You know, you could be those players down against some random scrub in Col, or some of the people we've seen in the World Cup. But yeah, it wasn't 21 powers. They're just blocks made. Blocks succeeded is not blocks succeeded. It is literally just blocks made. So those 21 blocks, you'd expect knockdowns between 55 and 75% of the time. So you'd expect about, you know, X amount of knockdowns. So, but yeah, it probably wasn't that unlucky. But he was obviously very lucky to get 7 AV breaks and 5 removals. To get more AV breaks than the Dark Elves is crazy.